let's talk about Fallout 76 yet again. I'll give them credit. Bethesda knows they have a bad game, and they know how they have a game that people will talk about. Any press is good press, right? So they know even when they do something really, really stupid and underhanded and disrespectful like they did, they know that people will talk about it because it's another chance to hate on this game, and it's another reason to do it. So I got to give Bethesda some credit that, they know what they are, and they know the ecosystem that they inhabit, so they're smart on that aspect. Financially, though, I don't know who's in charge of this or who thought this was going to be a good idea. And again, you've probably already heard about it in the news, so if you've skipped past this segment, I understand. But I want to go in depth and talk about Fallout first. This was a service that was announced last week. I want to say Wednesday of last week. Could have been Thursday. I don't know. It was during the week. Okay? They announced, maybe even a Tuesday. I don't know. Point is, Bethesda came out and announced a new subscription service that is tacked on to Fallout 76, a game that you could have possibly paid $60 for already. They're going to add on another service that's $100 US a year, or $13 a month. So let's look at what other things you could actually spend your money on that would be worth it. Forget. Let's just talk about that. You could spend $13 a month on the upcoming Disney Plus. Please, you get all the Star Wars stuff, all the original series. Simpsons will be on there. All this stuff. That's $13. Hell, you could even bundle that with Hulu Plus and ESPN Plus. So in case you want to watch some sports, there it is. If you don't have Hulu Plus, there it is. That is $13 a month. Versus Fallout First, which is a garbage service. I mean, it offers something that should have been in the game in the first place. Several things that should have been in the game at launch. Private servers. Now, I know this is not a new concept to have a game that has private servers. I think Battlefield 5 did it recently, and there's been other games. I think you do it for WoW, I'm not sure, but we don't talk about Blizzard there. Hashtag free Hong Kong. That's another thing I gotta give credit to. Bethesda at least doesn't have that kind of press they're having to deal with right now that Blizzard is. But that's a whole separate topic for a different episode, which might be the upcoming episode. But regardless, they give you private servers, but then you can play up with 7 other friends, and now we're finding out that they're not even private servers. Players can still get into your private servers, and that's been a bug that they've had, is people are actually still getting into those servers. Then you offer a storage container that you can store all your stuff in, that I don't know why it wasn't in there in the first place, but it's kind of an unlimited. I really hope you don't invest in that, because that eats all the scrap or whatever you would have in there. It doesn't even store it in there. You still have other players coming to your private servers. So they offer you a service that is yet again broken. So you didn't already spend $60 to be a beta tester. You're now spending an extra, if you do the year thing, $100 to be a beta tester. This has got to stop. This is humiliating how stupid this is. And irrational this could be. We have reached an apex in video games. And you know what? There are people out there that are going to be dumb enough to buy it. And I don't want to be mean. And I don't want to tell people how to spend their money. But my God, you are the problem. If you spend this kind of money on a video game, you are part of the problem. Because you are giving Bethesda a pass. And I know a lot of loyal Fallout 76 players that surprisingly are out there have said that they don't support this. They think it's crazy. But there's still people that do buy this kind of stuff, and they're out there. To which I say, what are you doing? Why would you put money into this? Why would you put faith into a company that has again and again and again shown they don't care about you, they don't care the quality of their games, and they clearly are just trying to milk money out of you? They don't see you as a loyal customer. They see you as a cash cow. That's all you are to them. And Bethesda cannot try and spin this any way they want and talk about, oh, we want to do it for the players. We care about the players. No. If you gave a crap about your fan base and you cared about your players, you would release a game that was finished. Todd Howard straight up said that Fallout 76 wasn't ready and they released it anyway. So you not only have a game that shouldn't exist, a game that wasn't finished, you put out into the wild. How can you do that and then turn around and charge those people again? And the worst part of all of this, your big update that was going to be free, that was supposed to be the big, we're sorry, we're going to fix things. We're going to put NPCs in the game that should have been there in the first place, but we're going to try to win you over and launch that for free. Or we're going to postpone that and then give you this garbage. It is unbelievably insulting. And I have no faith in this company. Bethesda was one of my favorite game developers. And granted, they were just publishers on some of these games, but I absolutely love the new Wolfenstein. I love the new Doom. I've loved Fallout. And they have succeeded in ruining everything they've built. I don't know about Doom Eternal. I'm hopeful. I really am. But I wouldn't put it past Bethesda to get their greasy, grubby hands on it. Bethesda is just like Activision, is just like EA. Let's stop pretending they're not. Because they took single player, they did a whole ad campaign a couple years ago harping about how they cared about single player and single player is not dead. Okay, so what did they do for that? They released 2 games. Actually, I'm pretty sure Doom came out before that. But they released the second Wolfenstein, which is a single-player game, and then they proceed to shove down your throat Elder Scrolls Online, which I know has been a service for a while, but that already existed. And then they continue to just pump out these stupid, just garbage mobile games, and like make you think you care about Captain Keen. Who gives a crap about this stuff? And then you proceed to pump out a predominantly single-player, story-driven RPG. You try and turn that into an MMORPG, but you still care about single-player. Yes, you care so much about single-player. You take Wolfenstein, who had a string of hits, not only with The New Order, but Old Blood, New Colossus. Those 3 games are actually good games. I know that Old Blood is an expansion, but it's a sizable expansion. You take that franchise, and then you add co-op, which is fine. I don't have an issue with a co-op Wolfenstein game. When I first heard that, when I thought it was going to be split screen, I thought it'd be fun. And then they try and win you over by saying, well, it's a buddy pass. If you pre-order it, your friend who doesn't own it, they can play it, sure. But you couldn't put split screen in the game. So, that, whatever. That's not a problem for me. But then you add a hub world. You make it this weird thing where there's all these microtransactions for granted they're just cosmetics, but for all these suits, and you're stripping out what was good about Machine Games Wolfenstein. You're just kind of stripping that out and just painting Nazis into another game where it's got a stupid hub world that doesn't need to exist, a weird leveling system that wasn't in the other 3 games, and you have horrible writing, which again was something that the other games were great for, was their writing. So you bastardized this franchise. You've already bastardized Fallout at this point. So I'm a little worried about Doom. The reason I go on this huge rant and this tangent, why do you think, Bethesda, you have the balls to still sell a broken game? Make no mistake about this, Fallout 76 is not a finished product. It is a broken heap of trash that you are selling to consumers. And then you think that you can add more. To get revenue out of this, you add a 13-month or a $100 a year subscription service? I'm sorry, Bethesda, you can go fuck yourself. That is bogus. You know what I could take with that $13 a month? I could go pay for Netflix. I could get Hulu Plus. I could get Xbox Game Pass that has Gears 5, has The Outer Worlds, which I will talk about in a little bit, has those great games, has After Party that just launched yesterday. That's actually a really fun game. Has a lot of indie titles, The Outer Wilds, Void Bastards. I could continue to name games. Pretty much any Microsoft first-party game, Halo. Halo 5. I know some people that's kind of tainted, but you can put those, you can have that money that you'd spend on the garbage heap that is Fallout 76, Fallout First. You could take that money and play much better finished games. I'm so sick of this company. I hope you're happy. And I know that I'm not, a big name. I'm just a guy yelling into my computer. But I hope you're happy because you lost someone that was a very loyal customer and defended you relentlessly, who stood by your choices for Fallout and stood by, the Elder Scrolls and all these decisions. I still believed in you as a company. You've lost me. I'm gone. I'm not coming back. I'm not buying Fallout 5. I'm not going to buy Elder Scrolls 6. I'm not getting Starfield. And I hate to say it, I'm probably not getting Doom Eternal. The only way I'll pay that is if it ends up on Game Pass at some point. I'm not wasting my money with you. I'm done with you. And more people need to wake up and realize this is a bad company that doesn't care about you. And they're just going to fill up their stupid little EA press conference. They're going to fill that up with BS guys that work at the company that they're forced to be there and made cheer, because I guarantee you there's nobody that actually cares about this company anymore. Because they refuse to adapt, they refuse to change, and they continue to not care about their fans. And now I shouldn't get this worked up and I shouldn't get upset about, these things. I usually don't. But something's got to give, man. They have absolutely 100% taken this Fallout name and dragged it across the mud. They've dragged Wolfenstein's name across the mud, and they've ruined great franchises. I don't care how long it is until Fallout 5. I am not buying it. Now, I'm not a hardcore Fallout guy that's been there from day one. I didn't start playing Fallout until Bethesda's Fallout 3. So I understand that I might lose some cred with some people. And some people might say the name was tainted way back in 2008. And I understand that perspective. I do. But, the original 2 Fallout games, I would not have liked. They're not my kind of game. But I liked Fallout 4. A lot of people hated Fallout 4. I stood by Fallout 4. I still enjoyed it this past summer. I went through and played it again. And I did a podcast about this past summer about playing Fallout 3 again and rekindling that love. But I can't support this company, and I'm voting with my wallet, and I will not give this company my money anymore until they prove to me, a consumer of their content, that it is worth my time, it is worth my money. And I feel like more people should do this, and I'm sure a good amount of people have. I know I'm not a voice. I'm not. Nobody listens to this show. I know I'm not a voice. You have other guys like, Angry Joe and bigger gaming YouTube channels talking about this, and I know that they've got their following, and I really hope they stick to that, and they stick to the mentality of vote with your wallet. Do not pay for this garbage. But I will say one of the funnier things about this, there's a literal civil war in the game going on right now, because first, when you play the game, and if you're a first member, it indicates on your name that you're a first member, and those people are getting killed in game. Now look, I don't condone violence against different ideologies, but in this case I do. That's pretty hilarious. I'm just so upset. I really am. It comes from a place of love. I think that's the most important thing. I am a jilted lover. I can't even say it. I'm a jilted lover. I love Fallout 3. I love Fallout 4. I love New Vegas. I know that was made by Obsidian. Again, we will talk about them very soon. But I'm coming at this from a very loving place, and I feel slighted. And I didn't even buy the game. I don't even have first membership. But I refuse to give Bethesda money when they show me they don't have enough respect to give me a finished product. They give me something that's not done, not ready for the market, and they try to sell it to me. I think it's silly. I think it's underhanded, and I think that this only works in this industry, and it pisses me off. You don't get unfinished movies, and then they say, well, here's the thing. This is the Netflix movie. It's not done yet, but in a few months you can come back and this movie will be finished and it's going to be great and you're going to love it. It's only this industry it works in, and it needs to stop. It needs to stop. And instead of playing terrible, non-finished games like this, we need to start appreciating games that are finished, that don't continue to try and get in your pocket and take the change out of your. I'm mixing my metaphors. I was gonna say take the change out of the couch and take the change out of your car and take the dollars out of your wallet and your pockets. It shouldn't be awarded, and it needs to stop. It really needs to stop.